So on this special day, I was in a public motorcycle and it started to rain. I was going somewhere. I was like in between where I was going to and where I was coming from. So it started to rain and I told the bike rider to please just park. Let's take shelter in the nearby shops on the road. And while we were taking shelter, this car suddenly drove and parked and offered me a ride. And of course, I took it. I hopped in and he took me to my exact location. After he dropped me off, I went out of the car and I was wondering, is this guy not going to ask me my number or my name or something like that? Because that's what normally happens. To be honest with you, I was almost going to tell him, sir, please, well, my name is Temen. Can you have my number? Because it is not normal. I really expected him to ask for my number and he didn't. He just helped me from the sincerity of his heart. And these things are quite rare these days. It tells you how our society is growing and what it is turning into. You meet people, you can't even expect any help from them because you know it is tit for tat. It is do me, I do you. Give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together. Nobody gives anything for free. And of course, this leads me to our slogan for 2024. What is the slogan again? No grief for anybody. This was how I asked for a help from someone I know that is in a good capacity and position to help me. The person told me, no grief for anybody this year. Help is not going to come your way this year. So while you're confessing these things, I hope you know the repercussion of it. No grief for anybody means nobody is going to lend you a helping hand. Nobody is going to pave way for you. Nobody will support you in those things that you have been doing. So when you say no grief for anybody, be ready for the repercussion. Personally, I don't like the slogan. No, I don't. Because I know that this thing is up to no good. Come on. We're supposed to live like a family, like a community. When children are brought up by the neighbors, by the society members, come on. These days, you can't even correct anybody on the road. You can't correct your neighbor's child. Ah, he's my child. I take care of him the way I want to. No, now. Have you forgotten when we used to live in an environment where the neighbor can correct your child and you know that this neighbor is doing good to your child? These days, you can't correct anybody you see on the road. You cannot correct your neighbor's children. You cannot even give them something that will help their lives. You can't even advise them. So this year, you say no grief for anybody. And you say I should accept this year no grief for anybody. I will not accept it. I will not accept it. I will not accept it. I don't think this slogan is good for anybody. We're supposed to live like brother and sister. And what do brothers and sisters do? They make sacrifices for one another. You are removing love, sacrifice, gift from the hearts of people with this slogan that you are giving. So please think about it again. Are you sure you're ready for the repercussion of no grief for anybody? I am not ready for the repercussion. I don't think you are ready for the repercussion. So let this thing die. Kill it. Let it die, dead it, dead it. This no grief for anybody will not work. You have to grieve for some people. You have to favor people. You that is praying that God should favor you, that men should favor you. If nobody they grieve for anybody, where you want to see favor? Grieve for me, oh, please grieve for me. When I come to you for help, please, I beg you, grieve for me. Grieve for me. Grieve for me. Because me, I'm grieving for people. I say I agree to love, to favor, to cheerfulness, to giving, to advice. I agree. Please, I agree. I agree. I watched a skit some days ago where the bike man refused to pave way for the trailer driver. The trailer, of course, you know now, no grief for anybody, crushed him. All of them were not grieving for anybody. But guess what? Is your power enough to trample on the other people? Please, so me, I agree for people. And I think it's best if we dead this matter. Dead it now.